Okay guys, today we're gonna do rear brakes and calipers and front brakes and calipers tomorrow, but I'm doing rear brake and calipers today. It's a Ford 2003 Ford F350 Super Duty. Already got it jacked up. Gonna take this wheel off and this cap and go from there. This truck I set up for some years, guys, and the brakes are sticking really bad, and I'll show you guys in the video. No brakes. I've got stranded. I had to pull over because the back brakes were smoking real bad, and the front, it seems to be on this side. The other side seems fine, so I don't know, wherever this truck was stored, wherever it was facing, and this side took the most beating in the elements because that caliper is sticking really bad, and this one's not even. Look at the wheels off the ground now, and I can't even budge it. I can't budge it, guys. It's not budging. So I sprayed the calipers about a week ago to about a large can of PB Blaster, and I sprayed the entire caliper from the back about a week ago. So I'm hoping everything should come off easy. And I sprayed in between here so the lugs can come off easy as well. So we're gonna pop this cap off, drill the wheel off, and start taking this caliper off and get ready to change it over. The new calipers has a wrap already. Here's the rear calipers for both sides. All right, let's get the wheel taken off. Okay guys, somebody put some anti-seize on the threads, which is great. That's why they came off easy. Put the locks, put the lugs in the cap, put the cap in the vehicle, so I'm done. Look at this, it looks horrible. So we're gonna spray this again, guys. Yeah, these are 14mm, guys. You can get a 916 on here because there's rust on here, so 916 will fit perfect because these are covered in rust, if yours is covered in rust. So let's get this caliper and caliper bracket off of here. The brakes don't look that bad neither, guys. The brakes still pretty thick, but we're gonna swap them out. Since we are replacing the caliper brackets as well, and I recommend that if you buy the calipers, you might as well buy with the caliper brackets. I'll put the description in the description link because it's actually just a little bit more to have the brand new brackets as well. Might as well replace all of this rusted out stuff. So we're just gonna take the caliper brackets off in the line and slap and use a crowbar and pry this off. So that's the best way to do it. So let me get that. I believe those are 17mm. I have to get a breaker bar because they got some torques on those brackets. So let me get those broken. Okay guys, those are 18mm And if I didn't mention, for the lugs, they're 13/16 for the lugs. 13/16 was 18 millimeter. 9/16 fit on this rusted bolt good. So we're gonna pull this whole thing off now. I'm trying to keep the line propped up because gravity is gonna allow this thing to leak out fluid. And I'm gonna try to hurry and get the new caliper set up on here so it won't leak out everything, but it don't matter, we gotta bleed them anyway. So let's pull this off. Okay guys, let's get the new caliper set up on. Okay guys, you want to match up the right calipers. Make sure, look at this, the brakes, bleeder screw is down here, bleeder screw here, the line. So this is the side we need. Look at the brakes, guys. Broke apart. So we're gonna remove the calipers off of these brackets. 14 millimeter, just drill them off. Alright guys, we're gonna get the torque specs for those in a second. And then I'll torque them down. We're trying to get that caliper on here to stop this brake fluid. How much y'all leaked out, guys? And just get that back on here. Okay guys, I'm gonna hang the I just want to get this line on here guys because I'm leaking a lot of brake fluid out, and the brakes hasn't arrived yet. They'll be here within the next 30 minutes. So I just want to get this line on here real quick before I install the brakes, so I can move the caliper out the way and install the brakes without it being a problem. So let's get the line on here like right now. I was expecting the brakes to arrive already. Okay guys, you got 2 copper washers. You want one on this side and one on the opposite side of the brake line. Make sure the old washers are off. Tighten down, waiting on the brakes. I'm going to do the other side, and then when the brakes come, I'll show you guys me installing them. Now I can just push the caliper back, slap the brakes on, put some brake grease on the pads, and prepare to bleed the line. Still waiting on the brakes, they're about to pull up, but to get the brakes bled quickly, remove the bleeder screws, let it push out, let gravity work in your favor. Push all the air out the line. We leaking brake fluid out the hole. So this side I can close up. This is a fast bleeding technique, guys. Just make sure the reservoir stay filled with fluid. That's the one thing you want to do. You don't want it to run dry, guys. Let the reservoir stay full with fluid, and then let gravity work. Take these bleeder screws out, and let this caliper fill all the way up until it leaks out the bleeder screws. So the bleeding process will be pretty quick. So let me do the other one. Let me see if it's ready yet. So I had them out for about 30 minutes, guys. I had them out for about 30 minutes. This one's not ready yet. I'll show you guys when this one's ready in a minute too. So it's running down here to here. So close this off. Okay guys, the brakes came. Really nice pads. They came with some grease for the caliper slides and the pads itself. But the calipers that I bought and the caliper slides was already pre-greased, so I don't need to use this. I'll just keep this to the side for later on. It shows you the grease points. On this, I'm using this stuff I've been using for a pretty long time. I really like this, so spray them down. This side is complete already. Gonna do the other side, waiting on to bleed it, but this side is done. So let's go to the other side and finish up. I don't have the torque specs for these, none of my manuals, guys. I looked online. I torqued the caliper bracket bolts down to 126 foot-pounds. I've seen some saying 166 foot-pounds. I've seen some even say it's 201, but I went to a Ford site that was 126 for the caliper bracket bolts, 126 foot-pounds for that. The caliper bolts itself for the caliper slides, these are 26 foot-pounds. And the banjo bolt, the caliper banjo bolt for the brake line, this was 37 foot-pounds. I went to 25 foot-pounds with this, and that's how I really, because I don't want to strip this out. You don't want to strip that out, guys. There's more slack in that line, guys, because I was able just to remove the top bolt and slide it down. So you just gonna take it all the way off. This hose is shorter. I'm gonna take it all the way off. So now that we gravity fed fluid up here, guys, shouldn't be that much to, should be simple. It should be simple to breathe the brakes now. We're pretty much done with this job. Slap the wheels on. The next video I'm gonna be doing is the front. Same thing with the front. They'll be here tomorrow. I'll be doing that tomorrow. And I'm about to call somebody out here right now to help me bleed the brakes. Just pump it, start it up, pump it a few times, clear it out the lines, guys. Make sure you got a setup similar to this. You don't want fluid spraying everywhere. This is a 10mm brake bleeding screw, guys. So use a 10mm wrench on this, bleed it out, and you should be good. So if you found this video helpful, guys, subscribe to the channel. The next video on this truck, it'll be the same thing with the front. We're doing the front the same way. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Terrence, I'm out. Hold them tight. Since I gravity bled them, guys, it didn't take no time. A few pumps, wasn't much air in the line at all, and one stream of fluid releasing, and they're back perfect.